Shri Ganapati Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunataya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 35, in which we see the telling of the curse pronounced by the sage Gautama on Shakra. When the all powerful Mahendra had been overcome by the son of Ravana, gods with Prajapati at their head went to Lanka, and approaching Dashagriva, who was surrounded by his brothers, Prajapati from the sky where he was stationed addressed him in conciliatory notes, tones, saying, "My dear Ravana, I am pleased with your son's bearing on the battlefield. Assuredly, in valor and heroism, he is your equal, if not your superior. You have overcome the three worlds by your prowess and fulfilled your vow. I am gratified with you and your son. He, standing there full of strength and energy, will become renowned in the worlds under the name of Indrajita, one who conquered Indra, and that Rakshasa, with whose support the gods have been brought under your subjection, shall become powerful and invincible. O long armed hero, do yourself release Mahendra, the chastiser of Paka, and say that the inhabitants of heaven shall bestow on you as ransom." Then that victorious warrior Indrajita answered, saying, "O Lord, if that God is to be set free, then grant me immortality." Thereupon the all powerful Prajapati replied to Meghanada, saying, "There is none immortal on earth, whether it be beast, bird, or any other mighty being." Hearing this irrevocable decree of the grandfather, the Lord Indra's vanquisher, the courageous Meghanada, said to him, "Then hear me, and may it come to pass in this wise on the release of Shatakratu. This is my desire. I who constantly worship Pavaka with oblations and mantras, and who delight in fighting and overcoming my enemies, let the chariot of Vibhabasu, harnessed to steeds, be placed at my service, and may death be unable to strike me down when I am mounted upon it. This is my request. But should I engage in combat without having completed my prayers, offered my oblations to the god of fire, then may I perish. All, O Lord, seek immortality by means of penances. I wish to acquire immortality through valor. Let it be so, said the blessed grandfather, and thereafter Shakra was set free by Indrajita, and the gods returned to their abode. Meantime, O Rama, the wretched Indra, his glory dimmed, his heart full of anxiety, was plunged in melancholy, and beholding him in that plight, grandfather inquired of him, saying, "O Shatakratu, did you not formerly commit some great sin, O chief of the gods, O Lord, when in my wisdom I created men, they were all possessed of the same color, shape, language, and appearance. There was no difference between them in form or aspect. Nevertheless, my mind was preoccupied when I reflected on those beings, and I created a woman as distinct from them, modifying each of the male characteristics. Thus, I made a female who, on account of the grace of her limbs, became known as Ahalya. Hala meaning ugly, from which Halya is derived, and she in whom Halya, that the ugliness does not appear, is named Ahalya. This was the name I called her. When I fashioned that woman, O chief of the gods, O bull among the celestials, I reflected, to whom shall she belong? This is how I'll, O Lord Shakra, O destroyer of cities, you did come to know this woman, and in your heart, being the Lord of the worlds, you did resolve, she shall be mine. Meantime, I placed her under the protection of the magnanimous Gautama, and he, having taken care of her for many years, gave her back to me, whereupon I, having tested the absolute self control of that illustrious ascetic, and recognizing the height of his austerity, gave her to him in wedlock. That virtuous and renowned Muni was gratified with her company, but the gods were in despair because she had been given to Gautama, and you, enraged, your heart filled with desire, went to the hermitage of the sage and beheld the woman who was as radiant as a flame in a brazier, whereupon you did ravish her in the heat of your passion. Thereafter you were observed by that high-born rishi in the hermitage, and in his indignation, that extremely powerful ascetic cursed you, due to which, O king of the gods, you have just suffered this change of circumstance. And that ascetic addressed you, saying, since you have wantonly ravished my spouse, O Vasava, you shall fall captive to your enemy on the field of battle. This vile passion that you have manifested, O perverse wretch, will undoubtedly spread among men and women, and whosoever shall be guilty of it shall bear half the responsibility, while the other half shall be yours. Nor shall you stay, nor shall your state be permanent, for the sovereignty of whoever the gods choose as their king shall not endure. This is the curse I pronounce on you. Thus spoke Gautama, and thereafter he reproached his spouse, and that exalted ascetic addressed her, saying, O shameless one, leave my hermitage, though young and lovely, since you are inconstant. Your beauty shall no longer belong to you alone in the world, and shall assuredly be shared by all beings. Since on your account this mischief has been perpetrated by Indra, from now on all beings shall partake of your beauty. Then Ahalya sought to propitiate the great Rishi Gautama, saying, it was in ignorance that I suffered myself to be seduced by Indra, O great ascetic, for he assumed your form, nor was it by giving way to desire. O Rishi, therefore forgive me, it is your duty. At these words of Ahalya's, Gautama answered, in the house of Ikshvaku there will be born a mighty warrior named Rama, renowned in the universe, and he will repair to the forest for the sake of the Brahmins. That long armed hero will be none other than Vishnu in human form. You shall behold him, O blessed one, and seeing him, you shall be purified, for it is he who can efface the sin you have committed. Having offered him the traditional hospitality, you shall return to me once again, and we shall resume our common life, O lady of fair countenance. Having spoken thus, the rishi re entered his hermitage, while his consort gave herself up to rigid penances. It is on account of this sage curse all this has taken place. Therefore, O mighty hero, call to mind the sin you did commit. This is why you did fall a victim to your enemies. O Vasava, and for no other cause. Therefore, with your senses fully controlled, speedily offer up a sacrifice to Vishnu. Purified by this propitiatory rite, you shall return to the celestial region. Your son, O Lord, did not perish in the fight, but was borne away to the ocean by his maternal grandfather. Hearing Brahma's words, Mahendra undertook a sacrifice in honor of Vishnu, and thereafter the Lord of the gods ascended to heaven, reigning there as king. I have described to you how great was the power of Indrajita, who overtake the king of the gods. How much more, therefore, was he able to triumph over other beings? Because in the beginning, Rama asked the question to Agastya, how Indrajita is being considered more important person to be slain compared to even Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Hearing these words of Agastya, Rama, and Lakshmana, as also the monkeys and titans, exclaimed, how wonderful! And Vibhishana, who stood at Rama's side, said, I remember that remarkable feat now. I was formerly witness thereof. Then Rama addressed Agastya, saying, all you have said is true. This, O Rama, is the narrative of the origin and progress of Ravana, the thorn in the side of the worlds, who, like his son, bore away Shakra, the king of the gods, in the fight. Thus come to the end, chapter 35 of Uttara Kanda in Ramayana. Namaste Sharade Devi Kashmira Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.